How's it, guys? Chris here from Cowboy Rugby. What a cracker of a game between the All Blacks and the Springboks. 18-12, it was 9-3 to the All Blacks at halftime. And once again, the bomb squad really saved the Boks bacon there. Um, just looking at it overall, I think what the Boks were trying to do there was wear the All Blacks down and then unleash their potent bench in the final half an hour or so. And statistically speaking, it's quite an interesting fact that the All Blacks haven't been dominating. They haven't really been scoring points in the last 20 minutes of all of their games this year. That includes games against England and obviously their games against Argentina. So that's a big concern for them, and it's something they're really going to have to work on. And we saw it happen here again. Same as last week, the All Blacks were really dominant in the first half. They played really well. I think they've got themselves a fantastic new blindside flank in Wallace Satiti. And Cody Taylor's just reaffirmed that he is the All Blacks' #1 hooker and probably one of the best hookers in the world. What a game. I took notes here. I think he got two or three turnovers. Obviously missed one or two things during the game, which was so fast paced. But he just really stood out. And that's another point about the Boks. In terms of the turnovers, they were completely outplayed at ruck time. They desperately need a fetcher. You can see there's a big difference when they don't have Malcolm Marx, Kitsoff, Kwacha, and Dallendy on the field. They're not getting as many turnovers at ruck time. And they also don't secure their own ball. They gave away a lot of ball at ruck time, and this really cramps their momentum. So we might see Malcolm Marx starting some games and Bongi coming off. Just in terms of play, Sia, Jesper Wiese, and Peter Steph-Toy are all quite similar. They're all fantastic ball carriers, but none of them really plays to the ball. It's almost like having another eighth man in the team with having Sia there. Gets you fantastic go forward, but he's actually not playing to the ball to try and get turnovers. So that's definitely a weakness that the All Blacks took advantage of, and I think it's something the Springboks are going to have to work on going forward. Another big problem area for the Boks was their lineouts. If I take a look at my figures here, there were 2 lineout steals against the Boks, 3 further disruptions, and then 1 or 2 overthrows as well. So lineouts are usually a big platform for the Boks. They obviously scored that great try through Marks by dominating, but they really need to tidy that up. You can't afford to give away that much possession. And I guess it's the same thing I said last week. The Boks were their own worst enemies, made a lot of careless errors. All Blacks put fantastic pressure on them at the rucks, but it's something that's fixable, and they're going to have to go back and work on that. While we're talking about the lineouts, Cheslin Kolbe, is there anything the guy can't do? Throwing in at the lineouts that the Boks could have an extra forward there and just get them all going straight away. And it wasn't just a wonky old throw. I mean, I had to throw in once or twice at low level, and that was horrible. And this was just like he's been playing hooker all his life. The guy's, he's a machine. We've seen him putting the ball in at as the scrum half. There was a game for Toulouse where he packed down at 8th man and came off the back. We're just waiting for him to slot and be announced at hook or tight head prop or something next. He's even played fly half for Toulouse a couple of times, and he's just a fantastic all-round player, and I think the Springboks are lucky to have him. Another thing I wanted to highlight was the Springboks defense, way more solid, really, really, really good there. Last week, they seemed a bit tired, a little bit slow to get off the line. This week, they really stood out. And All Black attack, Will Jordan, keep him at 15. Those long kicks of his just completely turned the Springboks around the whole time. He was covering really well in defense, covering the cross kicks. He got back when he needed to fetch the bombs. He was good under the high ball. And he really adds an attacking threat by cutting into the line. I know Beauden Barrett does it as well, but Will Jordan just seems to have that extra meter or 2 of pace, and it makes a difference. He really put the Springboks under a lot of pressure there. All Blacks, there are 1 or 2 things they need to work on. Discipline. TJ Perinari getting himself in trouble with the referee again. Needs to watch out for that because you can give away needless penalties. And yeah, once or twice their hands let them down and they looked a little bit shaken on attack, a little bit indecisive. Damien McKenzie was caught once or twice dithering, but overall fantastic attack. I think they really need to go back and analyze the game properly. But overall, it was two evenly matched sides. The Boks had slight ascendancy in the scrums, I think, but the All Blacks were countering that by getting quick ball out and Ardie Severe breaking. Cortez Rasma, fantastic. He was really quick at the back. I thought he made a big difference to their attack. He's a little bit quicker than Perinara and played really well. Jordi and Rico also combined really well, but personally, I actually liked it when Rico shifted to the wing and Anton Leonard-Brown came on at outside center. I think that is the better backline for the All Blacks going forward. I think Rico's he's a fantastic strike runner, but he just doesn't have Anton Leonard-Brown's distribution. I know there are a lot of people who will disagree with me on that, but that's just the way I see it. Feel free to put your comments down below. Would love to see what you guys think about that. I was always a big fan of Rico on the wing when he first came through, and I was quite surprised they shifted him to center, although apparently that's something he wanted. On Grant Williams, shaky start there with giving away that scrum with the first ruck or getting counted out for 5 seconds, but I thought he bounced back really well. Really quick to the breakdowns, got the ball away nicely, varied the attack. And I put out a video about the Springboks evolving attack, and you can see it here. They're getting balls out the back, they're getting 2 runners, and what's different to prior years is they're actually committing the defenders and then getting the ball out the back, whereas before it looked like they were kind of trying something, like they had training wheels on their bicycle. Well, the training wheels are off, they're running really well, and that was a big highlight from this game. Both backlines running really well, good scramble defense, and the Boks just edged it at the end there. And yeah, really impressive game, really edge of the seat stuff. And I think there are a lot of supporters from both sides who will have gray hairs and have aged about 10 years after this game. I know I did. Another thing that we do need to highlight, though, or that I noticed, was that the Boks are guilty of creating chances and then not finishing them off. So Cheslin Kolbe had a fantastic line break, went through, again, went for the offload. Think back to Peter Steff, du Toit against Australia, went for that little pop there and it didn't come off for him. And we saw the same thing here. This time, Cheslin Kolbe tried to pop it up, couldn't get it to Peter Steff, and it was possession lost. So it's good to see that they're trying new things under Tony Brown, but I think they need to temper that and just even things out a little bit. Read up a stat that's quite fascinating. This is the Springboks' first time getting the Freedom Cup since 2009. They've won some games against the All Blacks, but it's mainly been All Black dominance from then onwards. So good to see them winning some silverware at last. And yeah, I think both teams are. I think the All Blacks are going to have to regroup a bit after this. They would have expected at least one win, and they weren't too far away. Their wings seemed a bit quiet. I didn't see too much of them during the game, apart from Reese's yellow card. But they've got fantastic strike runners, and they just need to get them more involved in the game. We saw them coming in a bit more in the second half when Leonard-Brown came on, and again, I think that's just due to better distribution. He creates a few more chances a la Conrad Smith. So maybe that's something that they'll look at going forward. Bowden Barrett came on. Don't think he made too much difference. The Bok defense was a lot more clued up this week. They looked a bit naive last week. So I thought a much better performance. Quacker Smith definitely came on and made a big difference there, as usual. Some good carries, good steals. And Damien de Allende fighting a lone battle with the steals there. But like I said before, the Springboks need to look at their ruck security. They lost a lot of momentum, lost a lot of breakdown ball. And that's something that I think a change in personnel is going to help them with. You normally, back in the day, they had Dwayne Vermeulen at 8, so he kind of covered. It was more like Sia was an 8th man playing on the flank, and Dwayne was this open side who was playing at 8th man. Stephen Kitchoff could fetch, Malcolm Marks, de Allende as well. So you had 4 fetches there. Now, for this game, it felt like they just had one, and de Allende was fighting a bit of a lone battle. So it'll be interesting to see what they do against Argentina. We know Sia is going to be off. He's got a fractured nose. He's got to have an operation. So I think he will be having that up now, missing the last 2 tests. And we'll have to see who comes in and takes the captaincy. You've got quite a few options there. Peter Steph Totoy, Eben Etzebeth, Bongi and Bonambi, even Lakanyo Ahmed a push, possibly Salman Murat. So there's a lot of leadership in the box squad. They're just going to have to see who they want to use. And I think we might see quite a bit of rotation from Rassie, rest of these frontline players. They just need to, if I'm right, they just need to win 1 more game, and then that's it, rugby championship in the bag for them. So it's a good opportunity for him to experiment maybe in the second test, bring back Stephen Kitshoff, give Thomas Totoy a bit of a run there, maybe see what Mani Libbok can do. I know there are a lot of people calling for Mani Libbok to play fly half with Sasha at inside, or possibly at fullback, inside centre or fullback, to do the kicking. You know, Mani's struggled a bit off the tee, but he's got a fantastic rugby brain. He assesses well, gets his passes away. So yeah, I think we'll see him coming back. Probably Lakanyo getting to start some tests. Andre Esterhazen's apparently only a game or 2 away, so we'll see him coming back. And then for the All Blacks, I think Wallace Satiti really stepped up there, but will we see Ethan Blackadder coming back into the side? And Sampeni Finau, maybe we'll see him getting another crack. He got dropped for this game for Luke Jacobson, who's another player who needs a bit more game time. So we might see him starting. But yeah, we've got some exciting rugby coming up over the next few weeks. And the next game, Australia against Argentina, is going to be an absolute cracker. We're going to see some records, personal milestones there for James Slipper and Julian Montoya. Eager to see what happens there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and please hit that subscribe button. I hope you enjoyed the game as much as I did, guys. Cheers.